There's a lot of things which I find interesting in games today, like searching Pachinki and not finding a decent primary weapon in 5 buildings, or pulling a kill command at the exact perfect time to win a match in Hearthstone. Whether we like it or not, RNG plays a part in most of the games we play, but where does it fit in with esports? Or more importantly, should it? Now, the inspiration for this video came from a few weeks back when I was having a conversation with a group of friends. We were discussing a new Battle Royale game coming out soon called Fear the Wolves, and the comparison between that and PUBG appeared, and that's when I started to get a little bit like, no. The two are very, very different. You see, Fear the Wolves has lots of RNG elements in it. You can be out and about, then all of a sudden some radioactive wolves will appear. I don't know how you deal with them. I've never played the game. Give me money to join the alpha, please. I think those ideas are great. It's going to evolve the genre, but it makes it, for me, more of a single player experience as opposed to more of a competitive experience. You see, the thing about competitive games, you're supposed to be all on a flat level playing field, where your skill and decision-making abilities is what separates you from everybody else out there. For example, with PUBG, you know if you land in Pachinki, what kind of loot you're gonna get. You know if you land in the military base, what kind of loot you're gonna get, and you organize your strategy around that. But with this game, let's say you're really, really unlucky, and throughout the whole time you've been playing the game, you encounter 6 or 7 of these wolf packs. And let's say the last person that you're playing with, they know where you are, they've got full health, full armor, full ammo, and they're just waiting for you to pop out from behind a tree. It's not really fair, is it? Nah. And with this example, sure, you could play it competitively, but when RNG elements like that are going to have such a big impact on the game, it's never going to be a big esports title. CSGO is an example of a game not being made for esport, but also being molded to fit the esport profile. I mean, they've been doing this over years. And the most recent example that I can think of, 3Clicks Philip has actually covered this loads, and he's a lovely bloke, by the way. But there was a CSGO match years ago where there's this train that goes and somebody threw a Molotov, but then the train came at a random time because it goes in random intervals, and it stopped that grenade, and it just messed things up. And from that, it started a big backlash, lots of players, lots of community. So the devs go, cool, no worries. We're gonna change that train so it comes through at the exact same interval, the exact same time. Problem solved. That's an RNG element which was in the game, and it seems like one of those elements which wouldn't have a big factor. Now the train does still go, and the train can still cock up your grenades if you're throwing it, but now it's at a way where it's involved in the meta. If you want to be really, really good, you'll know what those timings are. I don't know what those timings are. Decipher that for yourself. But they took that RNG element, they made it predictable, and they made it part of the game. That's what esports is all about. Level playing fields, knowledge, decision-making, and skills is what takes you above the opponent, not RNG elements that you do not control. Yes, now I know what you're thinking, what about PUBG? That game is built on RNG, and yes, it is, but it is also controlled to an extent, depending on how you play it. When you're playing casually, there is a lot of RNG in there. You've got red zone, you've got weapon drops, and other stuff to mention. However, when you play comp, they use different drops for the weapons, there is no red zone, and they completely change the timings and all this other shit that's going on all over the place. So it is different. They've modified the RNG-ness to make it more palpable for competitive play. And I think that's the correct use of the word palpable. I don't know. I'm not going to check either. That was a good little line I did. But don't get me wrong, not knowing what weapon you're going to get when you go into a house is really annoying. Talking about PUBG, I would like to see some changes for comp. I would actually like to see set spawn points for weapons, set spawn points for vehicles. None of this, these are all the spawn points they could be, and then changing it and all that nonsense. I would like to see just, that's where Audacia spawns. And having like set item drops, it would add such a new aspect to the game, because then you're going to get these new better plays going where a squad's going to land on these 4 buildings to get this specific setups, and then they're going to want to move from there to here and to here and to here, and then it makes everything more controlled and based on your decision making, as opposed to if you get lucky and find a house with a KAR in it. I feel like tactically this is really going to help as well, because at this point, when you know what spawns in what buildings, You're going to be more informed as a team to know what kind of firefights you're going to encounter. You're going to know if that person's got a scar, if that person's got a KAR, and it's going to make it focused on what you know and what you can remember, and training and the repetition and getting to know the map like the back of your hand, but for drops as well, and not just knowing where buildings are and good points and stuff. The other thing I would love to see updated in PUBG is what you start off with. You land, you've got no weapon. I think it would be amazing if you could start off just with a pistol and 2 magazines. Because with a pistol, you can defend yourself. If you land in a building and you get no gun and the person in the building next to you gets like 3 guns, having a pistol, it takes skill to take down the other player. It takes skill to use those 2 magazines and make them count. Even from a casting and spectator point of view, it makes everything so much more exciting. When you see a team go down, you know that they're going to be going for that house for the M24, they're going to be going for that house for the KAR, so they can even like talk about the potential strategies these teams are going to make. They can say, oh, this team is going to be fully kitted up with ARs, and as soon as they've got that, they're going to be going for the center of the circle so they can block everyone else from coming in. Or if they know that they're landing somewhere to get SMGs to like have closer firefights, they know they're probably going to want to move to one of the towns surrounding them so they can get a better range weapon to then take on firefights from afar. It would just be really, really cool to see. It will also encourage more combat in the early to mid game, because when I went to like PGI in Berlin the other month or a few weeks ago, however long ago it was, everybody played quite safe. And whenever you're in a tournament environment, whenever you're in a competitive environment with Battle Royale games, everyone always plays safe. So you get this clusterfuck at the end of just all these teams converging on this small point together, and it can be quite overwhelming sometimes, not just from a casting perspective, but also from a playing perspective. Whereas if people know where these weapons are, they're going to be more inclined to go to the same places at the start to fight for them, and then get those teams out, get those players out early, so there's more of a, you know, a natural kind of curve to how many people are left in the game, as opposed to this instant, you know, everyone's alive, and then all of a sudden, boom, most of the people are dead. I'd love to see this kind of tournament take place. Weef, help me out, do this. Now, all of these examples have been of FPS games, and that's because I main FPS games. But there are other games out there as well which have a lot of RNG and do pretty well from it as well. Hearthstone, for example. However, that's a CCG. That's supposed to have RNG. Not just like in the aspect of you build your deck, you don't know what card's gonna come, because that's kind of a similar aspect of RNG to PUBG, you know? You're going to a house, you don't know what guns you're gonna get, it's kind of like cards and all that kind of stuff. But in Hearthstone, you do have a lot of RNG where cards will just give you random abilities, where it will be like you get to get a copy of any random mage card, and those things can really come in handy. They can really screw you up, they can win the game for you, they can lose the game for you. It's just not really that great. I mean, when you play Hunter and you do, what's it called, the Animal Companion, and you get one of the 3, I mean, that's random. You got a 1 in 3 chance to get one of the things that you want. Usually I get Misha. Love to you, Misha. You're beautiful. But you can't really control that, but then you learn to play around that, and you'll always kind of play Animal Companion in a situation where either you're desperate and you need to hopefully get a decent 4-4 taunt on your side, and if you don't get a 4-4 taunt, you'll probably get Leok, and that's just great, because Leok's fantastic. Thanks for him, Blizzard. Or you'll just get Huffer, and you'll just run to them and get 4 damage for free, and hopefully they'll clear your board, and then you save your hero from getting damage a turn. So everything's okay to get in that regard, apart from Leok. Now, it wouldn't be a complete video in this day and age if you didn't mention Fortnite. One thing that often does come up from people who do share their own opinion about Fortnite is the gunplay, and how random it is, and how when you're shooting at someone, the elements of the gunplay just don't really add up into a rewarding experience. Don't get me wrong though, people who are good at Fortnite, they're good because they are good. I'm not saying that they're good because of RNG, and I'm certainly not saying that I'm bad because of RNG. It's definitely a factor for me, but it's not the full reason why I'm bad. I just don't want to fucking play Minecraft while I'm playing a shooter. If I wanted to do that, I'd play block and load. But I would love to see just more accuracy from the firearms in that. Apart from that, Fortnite, keep doing your thing. Your storytelling is great, your events are great, the way you capture the imagination of like 9-year-olds across the country is great. Keep doing what you're doing. You're keeping them out of other games. But there is another side of this argument as well. For example, Dirty Bomb doesn't have those RNG elements and also just implemented Faces. So I would certainly recommend you go check that out as well. Run fast, shoot from the hip, don't be a dick. That's all I've got to say about that. But seriously, it's a proper tight FPS. And really good. So go play it. Go play it. You'll have fun. All in all, can RNG be fun? Yes, RNG can add a fun, playful element to games. But can RNG be competitive? No, no it can't. What a stupid thing to say. RNG cannot be competitive. If I was to go up to you and be like, hey, rock, paper, scissors, let's go. Whoa, I won! Great, okay, now I'm the best in the world. No, by the way, I'm sure there's now gonna be people from the Rock, Paper, Scissors Championship telling me that I'm rubbish because it is legit. I'm sure with Rock, Paper, Scissors, there's this whole theory about if you can see into the heart and the soul of your opponent, you can tell what they're gonna take, but I'm sorry, it's not for me. But that to the side, all I'm saying is that if I landed in a building and I had a scar, and the doc landed in the building next to me, and he didn't have any weapon, and I killed him, that is certainly not fair. I would do it though. I wouldn't need to do that. I could take the doc on if he had a scar, if he had an M4. I tweeted you to be your duo partner for an online tournament and you ignored me. I'm allowed to be mad, but call me man, at StayFreshShoe. We can have fun together. I can carry you, you can carry me. We can then go get mojitos, have a beverage or two, you know, I'll buy you a milkshake, you buy me a burger, and then we can, you know, just win. But is there a way to solve the whole buildings and guns issues and RNG elements like that? Yes, there is ways to solve it that I talked about earlier, starting off with pistols and all that kind of stuff. Will it get implemented? We don't know. Who knows? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Will it ever get to the test server? Is it an idea that somebody else has had? Yes, it is. But will it actually go into place? I don't know. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think set weapon spawns across the map would be a good idea? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I think it would be. Do you think you want to spawn with a gun? Let me know in the comments below as well. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, just let me know, and then we can discuss it further. Maybe in another video, maybe just in the comments, who knows. But anyway, that's it for this video, so thank you very much for watching. Please do comment below, I want to continue this conversation with you, and who knows, if any of you post something interesting, because that has happened on YouTube before, maybe I'll do a follow-up video, maybe I'll do another one sharing your thoughts, and then we can discuss it further. But anyway, for now, that's it. Thank you for watching. Doc, give me a call, we'll do it sometime. And for me, stay fresh, everyone. See you later. Subscribe as well. Why not? I haven't got any. It'd be nice if you did. Bye.